morning, everybody. Just on my way to work here. It's opening day of deer season. I don't do any of that, never did. But just wanted to go over some JPR performance about the business. I'm driving, so this might be a little bit messed up, but anyway. So about the JPR business, this started off of just a idea way back, not way back, but 2010, when I moved out to Wyoming and I wanted to build a exhaust or a can or a silencer or straight pipe or whatever you want to call it to make the sled sound cool up in the mountains. So I got some materials together and basically made up a really junky looking thing, but it sounded awesome and it wasn't hurting the sled, and so I just kept running it. Other people loved it. They're like, what in the heck is on there? I mean, it sounded like a mod under the hood, and it was just a base, it was a straight pipe. So back to the drawing board a little bit later. Okay, let's actually try to build an actual muffler. So we put a couple things together, got some perf tube from a local place, some fiberglass, and welded some stuff up, and fitted on a sled and went and ran it, and it sounded awesome. Put them on a couple race sleds that I had throughout the years. People were getting excited. So I come back home to Michigan from Wyoming, Gillette, Wyoming, and started learning about eBay. So I put some on eBay. Got some materials together. Was literally grinding the circle that would be the end cap for the muffler with a cutoff wheel. Just grinding a circle and then making it round, from basically taking the 5-inch pipe that I was using to taking a Sharpie, going around it, and then making a round disc and producing 5 of them or whatever it was. Having a local place, muffler man, bend the bends, which smashes the inside, because we all know that if it's not mandrel bend, then it's basically junk. I don't know why we like to run them on our cars, but that's what they do over, you know, in some different places. So I get some stuff together. I got the flanges. I'm making a can. I got high temp powder coat on it, which wasn't strong enough. We found out, you know, the pipes get hotter. We didn't know how hot the pipes got. I didn't know. The guy welding them didn't know. We were building these things because people were buying them off eBay. And to my knowledge, we've never blown a sled up. We've never had an issue with that. You know, I put them on sleds, we just ran them. Fuck it. So that's how it all kind of, it was a $50 idea. Like, I don't want to go and pay 350 bucks or 300 bucks for this thing, so let's see if I can just build one to make my sled sound cool. And we did. I did. So that's how it all started. Now moving forward into, okay, we're actually selling 100 of these on eBay. I got a website together. I've got people contacting me wanting to run my product, design a logo, build a website for me for exchange for product, and I did it. I said, okay, let's do this. So then we got the website. We're selling, you know, 100, 200 cans a season. They're mild steel. By this point, we're done with powder coat, and we're using Cerakote ceramic, which is, I guess they're a gun. They make stuff for guns more than anything. They got some header stuff and whatnot. I think it's a great product, but it does not seem to work that well on a snowmobile can. They rust. Doesn't seem like the paint burns off, but whatever it was, it wasn't working correctly. So we go back into building these, shipping them out. We're selling 100 to 200 of them. And my original welder, there's a nice accident about to happen. Original welder got into some financial hurting, and even though I had paid him for the jigs and everything that were made, he scrapped them. And at this point I was having a kid, and in between where I was gonna live and everything else. So she basically put a kibosh from 2011-ish, 2012 on it until 2015. And so that's when 2015 rolled around. I made the decision, we got to make the pipes better, we got to use a mandrel bend, we got to get some tooling made so we can make the flanges ourselves so they actually fit the gasket, make the product better. Got all the internals laser cut, came up with an even better internal design, blah blah blah. That worked really well. We were upwards of 2015, we sold almost 500 cans, and I was using customers' sleds to build prototypes. I actually got on Craigslist and borrowed sleds for exchanging a free can to be able to make a prototype, get a jig made, and get production going. This is all being done myself. Running the website, running Facebook, going to races, designing, welding, accounting, the whole thing. So I'm jumping way farther forward than I wanted to on this video, but that's where the business was in 2015. Before we went to any shows, didn't have a logo yet, really wasn't anything, or I didn't think was anything. I never, even 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I didn't think the name was that big. I knew I had people following me, but or the brand, but that never crossed my mind that it was actually that big to where I could build it bigger. Even though my dream was to build it bigger, I didn't know how to get there, or didn't believe that it could, as I was happy with selling some exhausts and figuring out what I was going to do next. So that's my bad. So let's call this a video for this morning, and I'm just gonna put it on YouTube, see what people think, see what you got to say, and I'll break it down a little bit more in the next video and answer some questions on what kind of ups and downs I went through, how I started selling basically with no money. And I wouldn't say it's the right way. If I had to do it again, I don't know if I would change it, because who knows if I would have started what I started if I wouldn't have done it the way that I did. So if you wait until the last note, I guess I'll leave it on. If you wait until you're ready, you're never going to be ready. Because how much money do you need? You need, first you think you need 1,000, then you need 5,000, then you need 10,000, then you need a $40,000 machine, or you need to build 100 of this part to get the price to where you can sell it right. So that's that. Started on eBay, building today what I would call not the greatest product. Back then, my idea was it wasn't that bad. It sounded cool, it didn't fall apart.